Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com here in the Built with Chocolate Milk Coaches Lounge at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention in Houston with a guy that I dressed exactly like, Kyle Freeman, the head coach of the Ozona Lions. We really should have coordinated. It's okay.
It's all about style.
It's what it is.
Style.
How are things in Ozona?
Going good. We're expecting a good year. We're going to have good turnout, so got a strong returning class of kids, big senior class, so we're expecting good things.
Good core kids coming back, it seems like. Guys who, you're now entering your third year there at Ozona.
Fourth year at Ozona.
Yeah. So these are guys who have only known you, basically. And,
That's right.
And how much of an advantage is that to having guys who are just used to you being coach?
Well, I mean, they don't have to be introduced to the system. They just know it, and that's all they know. Whenever that's all they've been taught since they were a freshman, and it becomes, so easy they don't even have to think about it. So, there's an advantage to that, and also it allows you to be more diverse in what you do because you can add stuff on later on because some of the other stuff that you've been doing is easy. It just comes second nature to them.
And it's interesting because we talk with so many different coaches here at the coaching school. There's a lot of great, diversity to the coaches both in who they are and the styles they run, but also in the schools that they coach at. And you saying something like, we've got good turnout is not something that coaches at 6A have to worry about.
No.
They don't have to worry about, a lot of them don't have to worry about having 80 kids on the football team. They can roll out of bed and they're there. But I know at Ozona and places like that, it's, there's a little bit of walk in the hallways and making sure, hey, why don't you get out here and play some football? Do you feel like the culture there in Ozona is changing where there's not even changing, but do you feel it's now getting to the point where kids want to come out and be Lions?
Well, I mean, that's the big show in town,
yeah.
And that's what they look forward to. They look forward to running out that tunnel on Friday nights. So, they work for it all year long, and we've had a good turnout. Is what I say turnout is we've got quite a few kids playing. Even though our numbers overall have kind of dropped, our numbers have not suffered, and it's just one of those deals to where every year is a little bit different. Everything kind of transitions in and out. It ebb and flows, but we feel like that we've got a good, consistent program going, and the kids are comfortable with it, and they've been working hard, and they don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm. Before you were at Ozona, you were in Bruni, and I cannot think of two programs that are more different. I mean, or similar in size, a little similar in size. That's probably a decent comparison.
You look at Bruni, it's about, honestly, it's, you got 100 kids in the high school at Bruni, and we were used to stepping on the field at Bruni, stepping on the field against Bremond with, 22 kids, and that's pretty rough to do against teams like that. But, we got used to it. At Ozona, it's a little bit bigger. You have a little more choice.
I'm interested in maybe over the course of these 4 years, how you've seen this program change, because I'm sure that the program that you walked into in Ozona, 4 years ago basically, is different than the one that you're going to walk into when you go back home this weekend. Right. No, there's a lot. In fact, the kids there, the strengths that we have, some of them, the thought of, like, for instance, we just got back from State 707 tournament, and that was unthinkable to do when I first got there to Ozona, because they didn't even do 707. So it's a little bit different in the sense that the style of ball's changed a little bit, and so the kids have really kind of come of age. They like throwing the ball around a little bit and running around, and the summertime was a really good time for us. We had a really good growth period during the summer. These kids, they worked hard. I was real proud of them, at the state tournament. We had some of our skilled kids really come of age, and it was a time that we were able to actually see some kids really grow. Some kids step up, and you kind of go, wow, this kid can really help us. So, Ozona now, as opposed to Ozona 4 years ago, is completely different. And it has to do a lot because of the kids and their coaches,
and the things that we've kind of emphasized on.
But what's interesting, you mentioned the 7-on-7 thing, and but one thing that I find really striking is that I think you can make an argument that this year, your best players, arguably two of your best players, are running backs.
Yeah.
And you're a guy who likes to. Correct me if I'm wrong. Number one priority for you is we're going to run the ball.
No,
we're going to run the ball well.
No, you're right. If I have a choice to cram it down someone's throat, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm going to do that. Especially if you've got a good offensive line, why not punish someone? Mm-hmm. With the backs that we got come back, you mentioned probably one of them, Abraham Rodriguez.
Absolutely.
The kid's weighing about 185, 190 pounds right now. He's stronger. He's a really good hurdler and catches the ball really well. We feel like he's going to do a lot of damage. He was a 1,000-yard rusher last year. Alec Lara, which did a great job at quarterbacking us until he got injured last year. Last year was a rough year on us. We were decimated on injuries. I think we lost in the first two games. We lost 5 two-way starters. And on a two-way, on a two-way, that's really rough to overcome.
Toast, yeah.
But we got pretty much everybody back. I think we've got, 9 returning starters on defense, 8 on offense, and some of the kids that come in and stepping in those other positions that are vacating are every bit as good as what we lost. So we're feeling pretty good about this next season.
Well, what's interesting to me is that when you take a look at your district, right, and obviously, look, some really good programs in that district.
Oh, okay? No doubt.
Hawley is going to be really good. Stanford,
right?
It needs no introduction at this point.
Right. Stanford's full of speed.
Yeah.
Hawley's full of size, just athleticism, big kids. No, you're absolutely right.
But it strikes me also that when district play rolls around, you're going to know exactly how good you are. You're going to know exactly how you stack up because those teams that you're playing, you're not going to walk over anybody from 1 to 5.
Right. You open up with Sonora, which have been always good here in the last few years, just every year going deep in the playoffs. Then Ira and Big Lake, and then of course finishing off pre-district with Crane, which they're going to be doing a different deal this year. They're not going to be quite playing the same style of ball.
They'll be a little different, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be a little bit different. So, of course, what they were doing wasn't bad. We had trouble with them, but no, we're excited about that pre-district schedule. It's going to prepare us. It's going to get us really, really ready to go. But we honestly feel like there's a good chance for us to go into district play, very possibly 6-0, and whatever happens to that point, as long as we can keep kids healthy and focused, and wins have a good outcome of giving kids confidence, and they build on each other,
right?
And it creates more excitement. And we're hoping to start that off this next year. We really feel good about things.
Yeah, success is contagious.
Yes,
you know
it
what
is.
I mean? It feeds on itself. It's Kyle Freeman,
it
head coach of the Ozona Lions. One last thing to do. He's got to spin the Dick's Sporting Goods wheel of questions.
This Dick's Sporting Goods wheel of questions. All right.
he looks at it very trepidatiously.
What the heck? All right.
We're going to put that when Dick's Sporting Goods asked us how the wheel went, we're just going to play him that clip. What the heck?
All
right. What's the biggest goof-up? What's the biggest mistake you've made in a game? And I'm not talking about, we threw the ball when we should have run. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what is the dumb, silly mistake you've made in a game.
Well, I would say I think there was one time, and it might have been last year, where I think that I was under the impression that it was third down when it was fourth down.
Oh, no.
And because of a penalty, and they had a big conference out there, and they had a
Maybe
they had the down marker. They had the down marker showing third down, and they had a big old conference out there. The officials about what they were going to do, and then apparently the officials signaled fourth down, but it said third down over there. And I thought we replayed the down, and he didn't know it. And
suddenly,
all of a sudden, they have the ball.
Yeah, and suddenly you're sitting the offense out there, and everyone's going, "Boy, coach is really confident in this."
Yeah. Of course, I'm over there going after the play's over with. Hey, it's fourth down now. No, it's not fourth down.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sure. I'm 100% sure that has happened to probably everyone in this room. Probably everyone in this building.
I guess it can happen, but I was kind of irritated at the referee at the time because I felt like you didn't really do a very good job of explaining to me that this was third down, not fourth down, even though the down marker over there was saying third down. So anyway.
We can only deal with the evidence we're given. Exactly
right. That's right.
Kyle Freeman, the head coach of the Ozona Lions. Coach, really appreciate your time. Best of luck this year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.